Hey everybody, this is Fab and Build. I'm Ron, and we're working on the welding cart. We're going to be finishing up that TIG rack today and get that thing mounted to here. We're going to run through and do all the stuff we need to do, tap and drill the holes, put the main frame, get all those panels and stuff welded together, get the handle on it, get the back brace on it, get the tubes cut down, get those ready to go in, and to get this thing mounted and slide those tubes in here. Anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to finish this TIG rack up so we can move to the next phase on this welding cart. Got some really neat things in store and I hope you guys will like it. Anyway, thanks for coming in. Let's get to it. Okay, we're going to get these tacked into place and then we're going to weld them out. Alright, we're going to get the bottom and we're going to come back and do the top. Alright, we're going to check it for square real quick. Oh, that's good. Good on one side, should be good. Yep, good on the other. Oh, that's money. Okay, got my handle laid out up against this bar. That way I'm holding it to form how it's going to sit on top of this rack. And I'm going to tack these in real quick. I've already got this long one clamped down. The other two are placed in there. Got them up against a bump stop, and this one's just floating. Once I get this tacked, I'll move over here, hold that, and tack that down. Might work better. As soon as I get this tacked in, I'm going to go ahead and weld it out. All right, see if we can get something done here. Okay, well, for whatever reason, it's really wanting to raise up. I don't have a very good magnetic tie to the table. My other magnet is right hanging over this empty spot. The other one is 80% on the back, but that's not helping it stabilize. Okay, I've got a strap on here. I think this may work. We're going to check it out and see. And we're off. I'm just going to take this nice and slow and see what I can work out on this. Bottomed out. Nice. And I've got a really nice thick plate on this because I've got the 14 gauge tube and the 16 gauge plate. That's giving me plenty. Kind of a slow and tedious process, but I don't have super high dollar taps that I can run on my drill press. I can certainly set my drill press for a slow enough speed. I just don't have those high dollar bits or taps to do it that way. Plus, my drill press wouldn't be able to fit on the cart, so good old-fashioned hand tapping is the way to go. It always works in a pinch. All right. 3 more to go. Alrighty, and we are done with that. Okay, got the bandsaw set up. We're fixing to cut down all the tubes for this. I've got enough pipe right now to do 9. I'll need 10. I'm probably going to go back and just get another section of pipe and deal with having a 2-inch pipe around here. I'll wind up using it for something eventually, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Anyway, we're going to get busy and cut these things down to 36 inches. Okay, we're going to get ready and put that rack up here. I've already got a couple of tubes slid into the rack just to dry fit it and check it out real fast to make sure that that was going to be what I wanted. So we're going to put that up here, mount it, bolt it down, put the rest of the tubes in it that we have right now, and get a good look at this thing. All right. Oh, nice. Goes right in like it should. That is nice. Actually, I don't want that too tight. I want to keep it just a little bit. I have 5 holes here. Theoretically, for the best possible strength, I just need 3. 2 on the ends and 1 out here. And I think that gives it as much stability as it actually needs. But we all know me, I do a little overkill. I'm always overdoing it just a little bit. And I guess, since I already have them in there, and I've got the holes, I might as well put the screws to it. So, not that we need to or have to, but that way, they're already drilled and tapped. I might as well just go ahead and fill them and use them. Look at that, snugging right down. This is nice. Of course, we'll pull all this off when we go to final paint, but I want to get things arranged. I have some nice little 5/16 caps that are going to go on here. We actually have those right here. It's a full bag of these little caps. You can see those, so they'll work out really, really well. The one thing is, I get those in there, I don't want to have to be popping them back out. I can, but every time you do, you booger one up, so I don't want to have to keep doing that back and forth. We'll put those later when this is done, attached, made for it to stay here for a good while. All right, we're going to move through and put some of these tubes in here. See if I can get you, I don't know if I can get a better look at this. Anyway, I'm going to start here. This is one of the ones that's going to go up top. These are one of the top 2, and I'm going to show you why. This has a flat spot on it right here. As you can see that. The best if I just go ahead and show you real quick. So you'll notice the spacing in between these holes. All these holes have the same spacing. I got to here, and I don't know why or how, but this one should have been a little further up to create the same spacing as these, but you can tell that it's thin and it does not. So, in order to make that work, we had to get creative and find a solution. Instead of having to recut both of these panels, cut them out and all that, I wasn't going to go there. So we just made flat spots on these. So this one should go here, I believe. And if you're saying, Ron, that looks like that's pretty tight already anyway in the holes. And you're right. That's exactly was my plan, was to have these as snug as I could have them. Here's the other flat spot on this one. So I'm going to put this one up top and here. And I'll have the flat spots facing each other. Just like this. So, there's that. Make sure that the caps are on properly. Slide this one in here. The intention was to have these holes on these plates as snug as I could get them to help hold these pipes in place. So when I am pulling the caps off this side out here, I'm not pulling the tube through the hole. There are other alternatives. I can come through here, and I may still do this, but I can put band clamps on each one of these. I've got enough room around each pipe to put a thin band clamp if I have any movement that starts moving these pipes back and forth. So that is something that I will address later. Not a great concern of mine right at the moment. These holes seem to be tight enough, but through time of having this all put together, I may get some flex in the materials. And then these tubes may start to loosen up in these holes a little bit. And if they do, then I'll address that and put some clamps on it, if necessary. Okay. Nice. Boom. Right into place. And we have one more hole left for the pipe that I still need to get. We have the extra caps. So we have a whole bag of caps that are going to go on the other side. Because these PVC caps do fit snugly, I'm going to take a round, like a drum sander type deal I can put in my drill, and it's a little drum. And I'll just basically just very slowly run that around. And because it's a pretty coarse grit, I don't want to get real aggressive with it and take a lot off where it just slips off and on real easy. I don't want them moving the cart, bumping into the cart, and it fall off on the floor. Anyway, my theory on this was I was going to put all my, for steel, aluminum, then stainless, TIG, bronze, whatever down here. All right. So basically the way these fit, they just slide right into the tube. I'll put these in here. They go well within. There's a little bit of a recess in here, so it doesn't hang out into the cap. So, and that is the theory. That is just 1 pound tube. I actually have some 10-pound tubes, and that is the real reason I went with the 2-inch ID pipe. So if you get a good look at that, and I've only used a few out of that one. So if you look at this, you can see that's really only about halfway full. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up on the TIG rod filler storage rack. For this, we've got it mounted, got the tubes in it, we got everything cut, welded together. put together, mounted on the cart, and this is where we're at. This will be taken all apart again to do a final paint. When we come to that, I'm going to do a paint on everything as far as the cart, the rack, and everything like that. Then we'll remount this rack and get it on here. Have the tubes already in it. The tubes are going to be painted. In marking these tubes, what my thought is going, I'm going to mark it in 2 places. I'm going to put the print, I've got little labelers, and I'm going to do a labeler and put on the end of the cap whatever rod is in that tube. Then on the opposite side out there, right across the center here, I'm going to put a label as well on each tube for each size of rod. After they're painted, those white rods, the tubes I'm going to paint black or silver. Do me a favor and let me know. Let me know what you would like to see them painted at. Give me some input on that. And I may change it. I may change the tubes to silver, rest of it black. You let me know what you'd like to see. Anyway, that's a wrap on this today. We want to thank everybody for coming in to watch the video. Thanks for hanging in there with this series. If you would, please like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notifications so you can get these videos as they come out. And you guys take care, be kind to one another, stay safe. We'll see you next time right here in the shop. Have a good one.